When you play a fighting game, there is one character that is more important than the rest. They play the largest role, yet I bet you don't think about them often. Who am I talking about? The answer is quite simple.
Round one, fight!
The role of the announcer is one that every fighter must fill. They are the one who dictates when the match begins and ends, but you rarely see much discussion about them, and for good reason. It's such a small but important role. While an announcer's job is fairly straightforward, those games that break the mold and get creative with the role are the ones that stick in your mind, and when you think of that game, that voice just pops into your head. Street Fighter II was the game that defined the genre. Its announcer laid the groundwork for everything that would come after it. Simple, but effective. With Street Fighter II's success, there were many imitators, but none more infamous than Mortal Kombat. MK's announcer is pretty much the same as Street Fighter's, except there was one key difference.
Sub-Zero wins. Flawless fatality.
One of the most iconic video game lines for sure. MK would continue to create more ality type moves in future installments, each more extreme than the last. This is just one example of how an announcer can be used to enhance a game's experience. And as the genre evolved, so did its announcers. Instead of just calling rounds and announcing the end of the fight, what if the announcer commentated on how good you were playing? That's what Rare thought when they released Killer Instinct and gave us the legendary Ultra Combo! KI had lines that changed depending on the length of your combo, the ultimate one being the Ultra Combo. You could also break the combo and the announcer would shout Combo Breaker! Which, I'm sure, turned more than a few heads back in the arcade. Our old friends at Capcom were not to be left in the dust though. As technology evolved, we got better graphics, more characters, and cleaner sound. In terms of in-fight calls, Alpha 3's announcer is pretty simple. Where this one shines though, is in the pre-fight.
Beat 'em up, guys! Triumph or die! Let's party! Go for broke! Hey, come on, stand up! Face it straight! It all depends on your skill! Go for broke!
Something about the way he just delivers his lines with so much energy just resonates with me, and I know more than a few people feel the same. It just gets me ready to play some Street Fighter, you know what I mean? Capcom wasn't done yet and would continue to strike it out of the park with games like Marvel vs. Street Fighter. In this game, if you knock out your opponent with a super move, this would happen. And they weren't singular either. They could be mixed and matched if you killed with a team attack. This really added to the hyper-fast, crazy action the versus games are about, and while I don't think it would work in every fighting game, I think it fits this one like a glove and added a lot of personality. Speaking of personality, let's talk about one of the most stylish Street Fighters, Third Strike.
Welcome to the world of Street Fighter 3. Prepare for battle.
Third Strike does something of note with its announcer. Not only do they call rounds, but they are also involved in the main intro and character select theme. Third Strike has this chill, calm vibe, and the announcer reflects that.
Prepare to strike. Now, into the heat of battle. Go for it. That's what I expected. That's cool.
They really tie this whole package together and make Third Strike something special. I don't think Street Fighter has had an announcer as good as this one since, and, well, really, I'm curious if Capcom could ever top it. Only time will tell.
We await your return, warrior.
Third Strike came out in 1999, and I haven't even talked about any 3D fighters yet, but we can't step into the 21st century without talking about the Mark of the Millennium. CVS2 marked the turning point for both companies involved, for better or worse. Despite that, Capcom delivered a killer game, and what did this game do with its announcer? Well, obviously something cool, or I wouldn't be talking about it.
This is gonna be a match to remember. Fight! Live and let die. Fight! Go for broke. Fight!
The CVS2 announcer is treated like he is actually watching the matches you play.
That's what we like to call big damage. You can feel the calm before the storm as the round begins. Wow, they came out with a sneaky surprise attack at the start of the round. This is the first dream event of the 21st century. If you choose the wrong groove, you may just lose. Great! I knew that groove was in the Millionaire Fighting 2001. What an incredible cast of warriors has gathered here. However, only one team shall be crowned the champion of the Millionaire Fighting 2001. But the road to victory is not an easy one. The champion team will need more than luck to win this tournament. They will have to demonstrate a keen mind and steady nerves in order to defeat the competition. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Alright, the show is about to begin. Now, are you ready to get it on?
While I said Third Strike was the best announcer Street Fighter has had, I think CVS2 is the best announcer Capcom has ever had in a fighting game, period. It's got energy, it's got style and personality, and the game would definitely be worse without it.
I know that you'll be back.
Alright, let's step out of 2D for a minute and go a little bit into the third dimension. One 3D fighter above all else has, hands down, the best announcer in the game. And that game is
Soul Calibur 2.
Soul Calibur has always used the backdrop of a historical story being retold about this legendary blade as its premises. Before each battle, the announcer will say something about the character you're about to face.
If the love for her family is power, then no one is stronger. His gentle eyes reveal a man of strong will. Her shadow moves with stealth and disappears into darkness.
It adds a lot of personality to the game, and it really brings you into the setting of the Soul Calibur universe. I guess you could say it puts the soul in Soul Calibur.
You win. Enough. Die already.
So far, most of the examples I've covered add to the foundation Street Fighter 2 set and enhance it. A little company called Arc System Works decided to say, screw that, pick up a dictionary, choose the coolest sounding words, and put it in their video game. It's a meme at this point. There is even a website where you can generate your own ArcSys intro. They might not always make sense, but man, are they cool. I mean, look no further than Arc System Works' flagship series, Guilty Gear.
Heaven or hell, you won. Let's rock.
Those words just get you pumped to play some Guilty Gear, and if you manage to land your most powerful attack, this is what happens. You didn't just KO them, you didn't finish them, you absolutely destroyed them. In the latest entry, Strive, things have gotten a bit calmer, even taking a page out of Soul Calibur's book and putting a quote before the battle. I like it. It really makes you feel like some serious shit is about to go down when you play a Guilty Gear match. Another cool thing with announcers Arc Systems has done is to have the playable characters be the announcers. In Xrd, you can have any member of the playable cast replace the announcer.
適当に選べ。俺だ。カイド。ジョニーんとこのガキだ。
What if I told you I could do you one better? In Persona 4 Arena, you can have a character commentate the match as you play as a navigator.
If you could choose someone to encourage you on, who would it be?
It's the tactic you got! It was close, but you managed to win!
I don't care who wins. I'll watch it to the end.
They'll even tell you when you suck. Arc System Works is just on another level when it comes to announcers. The announcer is a small but important role. Without them, you'd be missing a piece of what makes a fighting game. Some games have gone above and beyond with their announcers and created some truly memorable quotes that stay in the minds of players around the world. I know I could think of a few, and after this video, maybe you can too. And maybe the next time you play your favorite fighting game, you'll think about the announcer. Thanks for watching, and if you made it this far, you're a real one. And, like always, have a great day, and goodbye.
Thank you!